Hello, it's me, your trusted tarot reader, and today we're going to be looking at my Oracle card collection as a part of my series where I go through my card decks and kind of just talk about them. I had the first part of the video where I went over my tarot deck. You can find that on my account, and I'll probably link it down in the description. But without further ado, we're going to be getting into my Oracle collection, starting with my first Oracle deck ever, Woodland Wardens by Jessica Roos. This is the guidebook. Oh, well, this is the box. This is the guidebook. It's has uprights, reverse. It goes over because each card, I'm going to start with we have the salamander and the black pepper, so it kind of goes over fire. Salamanders are often represented by fire. Black pepper also. It just kind of goes into it, and we have the upright and the reverse, and we have like little questions you can ask yourself. I'm about to have a rude interruption. A rude visitor, per se. Can you go? Please? You're not supposed to be sitting here. I'm sorry. Here, you could go sit right here on your cat tree, which is right next to my desk. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, this is the Woodland Wardens Oracle. The Woodland Wardens Oracle, which I got in 2023, my very first Oracle deck. It is very beautiful, very stunning, and very handy. It besides the guidebook, they have the little keywords, which I do use the keywords a lot. And if I feel drawn, I will go to the guidebook. It's very pretty. Just the whole setup, the little animals, very pretty. And the deck feels very nice. The backings are also very beautiful. This deck is great for daily pulls. It's great for just if you want to pull one card for like extra information, I guess. It adds flavor, which I know is really the point of Oracle, especially when you use it with tarot. They add flavor to the reading. But this one does do a great job on adding flavor to readings. But they're also good for single pulls. I've done them for single pulls as well. Very beautiful. I love this deck. Like I said, I've had this deck since the beginning of 2023. And it has been very handy. It is a go-to for sure, because it is just so it's so simple to work with. It's simple to work with. As you can tell, it's not too hard to shuffle. It might be let me go grab something. We have the sun card from my Rider-Waite tarot deck. I don't know if this deck is actually the average size of the card deck, but for my version of the Rider-Waite tarot, it's just maybe like a little bit bigger. So it's good. It's a good shuffling size. It's very cute, very simple to work, like not simple to work with, easy to work with. The art's stunning. The guidebook is handy, as you can see. goes into backstory, which is really just, it's nice. I like that. The upright, the reverse, and then the questions to ask yourself. So very handy, very cute. I do love this one. I do reach for this one quite often. Now my next Oracle deck, which I got around the same time I got this one because it was torn between two Oracle decks. I got the Woodland Wardens, and I got Wild Mystic. And this one came with the bigger box. I'm gonna grab it. Okay, so this is the box it actually comes in. I'll move this to the side. It's a bigger box. It has a guidebook in it, and then it has a separate little slot for the Oracle deck. It's very cute. Oh, it's upside down. But it's very cute and snug and safe, you know? But it was becoming difficult, not difficult per se, but it was a little annoying to have to take it out of two boxes, essentially. So I just kept it in this one, and I have this one on my bookshelf, and I have the original box. Obviously, I still keep that one. So this is the little box. It's a little loose, but I did shake the crap out of it that time, so I don't think it's that much of an issue. But I was torn between those two because I saw the Woodland Wardens first, and then I saw this one, and I was just like, okay, yeah. So this is the guidebook, which I have on my bookshelf. I didn't have it with it, so I had to go grab it. But this is the guidebook. It also kind of gives like a history overview. You have the shadow work, you have the correspondence. So this is a very handy guidebook as well. But as you can tell, like Woodland Wardens, this one has the keywords on top. So it's, if you didn't want to use the guidebook, or if you didn't want to go through and find which page the car was on. Don't knock anything over. She's kind of being bad right now, the cat. Anyway. If you didn't want to do that, you still have the corresponding words, and that will be easy to work with. These are shiny. They're not super flexible. And I also reach for these quite often as well. They're great for maybe a daily pull. They have, as you can tell, the astrology signs. They have like little symbols. Capricorn. But yeah, great for daily pulls, great for flavor. I do love this one. I do work with this one quite often. Especially in October I did, because it's spooky season, and this is a darker themed. A lot of my Oracle decks and Tarot decks are very light. They're very not cutesy, but they're very soft or light in imagery. And it's not like this is just like dark and like, but there is this element to it, and when working with it, that is just very serious. This deck is very serious. So what I would do, and obviously maybe this depends on the user, like maybe if you have the same deck, it isn't serious, maybe it's very playful, but I pull from this one if the topic kind of gets shadow worky almost. They're very beautiful, this deck. Very beautiful, very handy. I love working with this one. And it is easy easy to shuffle. They do kind of like rub against each other, which can, that's beautiful. I love that. It doesn't make it harder to shuffle. It's just, it might cause multiple cards to fall out if you're not careful enough, I guess. But yes, that is my second oracle deck. Now, oops. Now my third one is Magical Spirit Oracle, The Brilliance of You, which I got in October of 2023. So quite the gap between. Oops. This is the guidebook. It's like basically the overview of the card and kind of just a message for you, essentially. Manifestation, enhancer, and affirmations, which are on top of the cards. This is a very beautiful, very cute deck. It is very different. I don't have another oracle deck like this one. But I do love this one. It does have nudity on it, so I'm gonna have to, I'll do editing. I don't think it's really that bad, but you know, I gotta be safe. Best be safe than sorry. So we have Transcendence, Seeker, like you see, just little keywords. Another great, like, affirmation daily pool. If you want to feel better about yourself as well, you know. Let's see, these are the backings. I haven't really pulled this one all too much for readings for other people. I mostly use them for myself. But I have, when I do use them for people, it's very rare. That's what I'm saying. So they're very unique. Very unique, very different than all my other cards. I should probably say the brand because I know the brand matters. Rockpool. I always forget to mention the brand of the decks. It has, as you can tell, the shiny sides. It's not like super duper. Like, I don't feel like this one will peel off. Sometimes if they're like, they have gold sides or shiny sides, they peel off. For as long as I had this one, they haven't. So I don't really know what they did because they haven't peeled off. As you can tell, these ones kind of bent a little easy. I haven't been able to try to, I've been trying to put them back to normal. But they've just bent based off the way I shuffle. There you go. So that is the Magical Spirit, the Magical Spirit Oracle. That one's a good one. The next oracle I have is the Writer's Oracle, which a lot of you probably won't need or have. Because for those who don't know, the next oracle I have is a bit different than all my oracles, and a lot of people probably won't have this one because it's the Writer's Oracle, and I got it for Christmas because I do write fantasy novels in my spare time, and I, wanted this for my writing practice as just a little handy helper. That was the box. Come on. There. And this fits over in the side. You put it in that slot. This is the guidebook. The guidebook only has like how to use it, and the rest is really just like come up with your own interpretations, essentially, because these have their own words, and then these you essentially just interpret what you feel from the image. Oops, I keep moving the camera. I'm so sorry. So it's very handy when you're dealing with writer's block, when you're trying to figure out how to handle a scene, when you're trying to figure out how to take a character arc, all these things. It's very handy. So obviously I haven't used this one in tarot readings for people. I have only purely used them for myself and my writing practice. But, if there's any writers out there watching this, I do recommend. They're very helpful. Oops. And they broke it down in sections: themes, plot, character, and setting. So there's one section for each possibility. And the backings are really cute. So I've had these since December of 2023. That one's beautiful. I love that one. They are broken in different colors, which I'm pretty sure had a meaning behind it, but I do not recall. Let me grab it. A little wider, a little taller, but not too bad. They're easy to shuffle. And this works together. So I do love this one. Let me get it in the box. You could probably use this one for tarot readings. I haven't. I could see how it could be helpful. But like I said, I purely use them for my writing practice. This next one I got from Etsy. It is, I will not even try to pronounce that, by it was my, and you can, as you can tell, it's my smallest Oracle deck for that time. Comes in this little book looking container. It's very cute. You have to tie it up. I have it, they're all like standing up, like pressed up against each other so the cards don't fall out, but you can leave it like that or tie it up if you don't want the cards falling out. So this is these are the cards. They have the shiny sides. They have the astrology signs over there. They have the moon sign, moon phases, I mean. They have the houses, the planets, and the astrology signs. I don't remember if this came with a guidebook. If it did, it was a tiny guidebook. I mostly use their website because their website also has the meanings towards these cards. I especially use the website since moon phases are very, I'm not very familiar with them. But everything else, I have a good grasp, at least like a, you know, a relatively good grasp of it to know what to interpret it as. As you can see, it's in a different language. Not entirely, you know, but like some of it is. And Earth is also here. So this is a handy little astrology deck. I don't really use it for daily pulls. I purely use it as flavor additions to readings, or maybe like if I wanted to see what significant phase or time frame will be important to me. So Libra season or a Libra transit. Depends on what else comes out with it. Let me see. When Libra transits in the 5th house, maybe. So it could be like a solar return when Libra's in the 5th house. So there's this one. This one's very cute. I love it. Very nice. So the next card, oracle card I bring, is the Wild Unknown Pocket Animal Spirit, which I got the beginning of January 2024, I think. So the astrology one that you just saw, I got in like the beginning of January, and this one and the next ones I got towards the end of January. I ended up getting the pocket edition because I was like, you know, why not? Why not? They're very cute. They're great additions. They're great for love readings because I do love readings. I've done love readings on my YouTube. And they're great to add flavor, like to get a good grasp. Like they could be used as archetype cards essentially. But they're great for additions to your readings. Also daily pulls, which I know is a little, you're probably thinking a little strange, but I'll grab the guidebook and I'll show you why. So this is the tiniest oracle deck that I have, and they're very beautiful. This is the guidebook, is very small. It's kind of a little tricky to work with because it is so small when you're looking for a certain card. But it has all this information and then talking about when in balance, when out of balance, to bring balance. And I feel like that part of the guidebook is very helpful or useful for daily pulls because maybe it'll give you a sign of what you need to work on that day. As you can tell, it has the elements, I guess. I'm not quite sure how to word that, which kind of breaks down all the animals into different sections. All the animals and then little mythical things. I'm not even going to grab because look. It said they're tiny. They're tiny. It's a tiny deck. Tarantula. They're very easy to shuffle, very easy to work with. I mean, obviously. And they're pocket size, so I could take them anywhere if I really wanted. Now, the next oracle deck I got was the Divine Illumination, which is no longer available on Amazon. I got it on Amazon. It's no longer available on Amazon, but you can find it on their website, where, if it even focuses, was that even, yeah, it was there. I don't think you can see it all that well. I'll write it down in the editing. So there's the thing. It doesn't come with a guidebook because they have words. They have words. The guidebook is on the cards, essentially. So as you can tell, this is an angel number. These are just extra cards that I have not removed. They have the shiny sides, a little more rainbow-esque flexion. But yeah, these are angel number cards. They're very great for daily pulls. They're great for flavor. I love using them for birthday readings, New Year readings, readings that are about a new chapter, a new era, a new part of your life, because what you might find is you'll see these numbers, or you'll find that the message on these cards carry a lot of significance to your next chapter. So they're very simple, they're very easy to work with. Great addition to the collection. And the messages are always just phenomenal. Oops. I definitely recommend this deck. So put it back in. So the next one that I got, once again, still around the same time frame, which was around the end of January, I have the you can see it, Oracle deck, simply because the artwork was beautiful, simply because. They have the silver sides, which are absolutely, like, I've never seen silver sides at that point, and I still haven't really seen any ones, and they're very beautiful. These cards, look at them. They're stunning. The backs are beautiful, the colors are beautiful. As you can tell, they have like a shine to them, like that element. Oops. Look at the back. It's because it just the planets and the astrology signs. It is a little more on the thinner side. Thinner side meaning not a lot of cards. They are, though, I guess, maybe thin. Oh, beautiful. Look at the little flowers. So, easy to work with. This is the guidebook. Which, I guess later on is written in a totally different language. Because it is just so, It's all the things I know. I haven't really gotten a too intense of a look at the guidebook. But this one is also very nice. Oh, never mind, the back doesn't have anything. I thought it did. So I love that one. That's a good one. And this one, I wanted this one in January, but it wasn't out yet. January 2024, I wanted this deck. I saw this deck. I was like, oh, I want it. It wasn't out yet, so I waited. And I ended up getting it, I believe, around the time it was released, and it was delivered to me in March, I think. Not quite sure. But this is a Citadel Oracle, which can be used as a game. It comes in that box, and then it comes in an extra container, which kidnapped a card from me. What I really love about this deck, and I'm going to put all the cards and I'm going to put the guidebook aside for a second because I love this detail. If you put it in the right way, with maybe the rabbit facing forward, which is beautiful. The rabbit facing forward. Look. Knife gets finished. So I love that detail. I thought it was fun. But this is the deck. It can be used, like I said, as a card game. I don't use it as a card game. I use it as an oracle deck. It has all the great for daily pools, great for archetypes. If you're trying to do, once again, like future spouse readings are fun with this. Daily pools, archetypes, monthly readings, New Year readings, birthday readings, everything. It is a handy dandy deck. I reach for this one a lot. It's beautiful, simply beautiful. Beautiful, amazing, very detailed. Look at that. Look at that. I love that one. This one is just, it's wonderful, and the shape is just so, it's not hard, because the shape is not hard to work with. You would think a different shape would be very strange to work with. It's not. They're just so very beautiful. I highly recommend this one. It is very worth it. Here it is. Shuffling. Here we go. Has the little that. But I love this one. This one's a favorite of mine. I reach for this one quite often because it is just so, it is so trustworthy and so, like, I feel like no matter what the reading is, I'll get the answer to what I want. Because some oracle decks, you can tell they're just made for, or I use them for one topic. So in my mind, they're made for one topic, one thing. But this one, I feel like I can use this one for anything. It's great. Let me get more. Now this next one, I'm not quite sure when I got this one, but I'm just going to save that one for, let me look. Okay, for these next decks, I got a lot of them in like a very brief time frame. So we're just gonna go and grab, and show. So first we have a bunch of small ones. We have Whispering Woods by Jessica Lee. Doesn't come with a guidebook because they're little word cards. I always wanted to add word affirmation cards to my collection. Now, these ones, they have a little history to them because I saw someone who does tarot readings on Etsy like have these cards on display as a card they used when doing tarot readings. And I was like, oh my god, like those are beautiful. I need to add those to my collection. And I looked high and low and I couldn't find them. I genuinely could not find them. And then time passed and I forgot about my search. And then I discovered them again, but I couldn't figure out what they were called again. And then finally, after searching and searching, I did figure out they were the Whispering Woods. So it was a lot of searching, and then I got my grippers on them. They're very handy. They're great for flavor. They're great for daily pull. They're great. They're just great. I love them. And they're cute, and they're easy to pull from. And Jessica Lee has so many other ones available on her shop. She has like garden themed ones. She has an ocean themed one. So if you don't like the foresty animal ones, she has more. It was great. It was great. So the next one, this is not an oracle. This is a Lenormand, but I only have one of these, so we're just doing this. It does have a guidebook. This one came with a guidebook. I put the guidebook on my bookshelf. I probably should get the guidebook to show you, but I won't. I'm sorry. But they do describe the cards in the guidebook. The Lenormands. The old style Lenormand, which I have the old style tarot. If you came from the tarot video, you would know that. You'd be like, wait, this is familiar. It's because it's by the same person. And I got them the same day. Bum, bum. I love the Lenormands. They're very detailed. They're very just like, they're so different from Oracle and Tarot, but in such like a detailed, phenomenal way, which you're probably like, okay, that's not a way to describe things, but I just feel like they're just, you could just pull one card for one topic and it would give you enough detail. The way it's set up versus like an oracle or a tarot is very interesting. So I use these a lot. I love these dearly. They're very beautiful. And I looked high and low. I couldn't really find a lot of Lenormands that I like the style of, because I'm very particular. And I was like, I want to get one that I'm like fully in love with. And then apparently it was discovered by the person who gifted this to me that Alexander Ray, who I already wanted his old style tarot deck, he did the Lenormands, and I was like, that's amazing. That's amazing. So the next deck that I have is Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. This one, this one's good. This one, I love this one. Just the inside. It's the guidebook. It's very detailed. The guidebook is very detailed. The guidebook is very helpful. We have the about. We have the message. And then we have an extended message. And they're just like, the guidebooks in Kyle Gray's decks are just like, they're amazing. And I love, the art is amazing. The keywords are amazing. This one is just so helpful, and one of the ones where you can just use it for anything. I would use this one for anything. I use this one for anything. It's just simply the best. And the backs are beautiful. It has a very different feel. They're, I would say, pretty thick feeling. Just look at them. And the art is just like beautiful. So it's just, I do recommend checking this deck out and considering getting it, because this one's definitely a good one. I love this one. And I need to move stuff. The cat's being bad again. Okay. I definitely recommend getting this one. It is, they do rub a little bit, and they can be a little hard to shuffle, but you'll figure it out. That was an ugly sound, I'm sorry. But this, phenomenal. Now, the next decks I'm going to be showing you are two Rebecca Campbell oracles. We have the Starseed and the Ancient Stones. Starseed's the first one, so we're going to get into that. This one, Starseed, both of them, so useful. I use Starseed one particularly for more like spirit guides, like soul connections, like things more out there, you know? Because I feel like that's just like its element in a way. And the guidebook is also very nice, very helpful. So this deck, I like this one. I like this one. This one's helpful. This one's helpful. This one's nice. It's easy to shuffle. They kind of have that rubby against, like they can get stuck against each other and fall in groups like so. But if you shuffle in a particular way, I noticed that you feel that, or you have that issue less. As you can tell, both of these decks have this close on the top, which is just, it's very interesting. So, yeah. Now we have the Ancient Stones, which I use for progress, career, those sorts of things. Goals. This one, I got more recent, but I'm just going to show them together. This one's a beautiful one. So the backs, and these are blue. The other ones are like a very pastel blue. The other ones were pink. They look, I mean, you saw it. Aesthetically, looked great together, as you can tell. So the next ones I'm going to be showing you are these two, which aren't from the same group, obviously, because this is, but I got those also around the same time. At the beginning of 2025, I think. So this is the Green Witch Oracle deck, which is, I would say, pretty popular. I've seen a lot of people have this one. And for good reason, because it is very, very handy. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful, very handy, great for daily pulls, great for flavor, great for any reading. I reach for this one a lot because it is very tried and true. It's very, it's very helpful, you know? It's this one and it's the Citadel one that I reach for like the most for like any reading, because they are just so helpful with or without the guidebook, you know? So I do highly recommend this one as well. Very handy and very beautiful. And it is easy to shuffle. I do love this deck. This one's a good one. So the next one, like I said, I got around the same time, the Sacred Forest Oracle. By Denise Lynn. This is the guidebook. Very helpful. This deck is once again also great for daily pulls, great for flavor, great for any reading, honestly. It's beautiful. Look at it. Beautiful. Once again, one of those tried and true ones where it can help with any reading, any topic. I particularly use it a lot for career-based, weekly, monthly, those sorts of ones. They're very beautiful. Cozy. Which this one's very, the timing's great because it's, you know, Christmas. Or it's the colder seasons, you know. So this one's very helpful. Very beautiful. Easy to shuffle. There we go. How nice, you know, how nice. So this one is also, I love that one. Do recommend. And the next ones, we're going to show this one first because I got this one towards the end of December 2024. So all the other ones I got, the ones you just saw, all of them were gotten around the end of 2024. This one I got exactly towards the end of 2024 because the next one I got in 2025, the beginning of. This one has nudity in it. Oh, well, I'll make sure to blur it out. So this is the Goddess Oracle. I forgot to show you there you go. This is the Goddess Oracle. Has information about the goddesses, how, like, the message, meaning of the card, ritual, inspiration, all those sorts of things. This one's great. And I can't quite tell what I'd be like, okay, you could use it for this one, or you can use it for this one, because once again, I kind of use this one for a little bit of everything. The artwork is great. Very beautiful. Deck is very easy to work with. Guidebook is good. Oops. Great if you have fascination with goddesses, if you normally work with goddesses. Yeah, this one's really good. I would scroll through this one more, but there is a lot of nudity to blur, and I'm gonna keep the editing minimal. Now, the next one I got in 2025 in January, Celtic Goddess Witches in Queens. This is the guidebook. Very helpful, very handy. See? This one's great. I love this one. It's beautiful. Simply beautiful. Guidebook's great. Great if you, once again, like I said, if you work with goddesses, if you have an interest in goddesses, these decks are really good, especially if it's Celtic goddesses, witches, queens, all those things. Great for daily pool, great for any pool. So this one's really good, really beautiful. We are reaching the end. We are reaching the end. So, my last 4 decks to finishing my Oracle collection. Well, we have 4, and these are 2 of the 4, which is more Kyle Gray. This is unremovable. Both of these are. But this is Kyle Gray, 22 Archangels Oracle, and Kyle Gray, the Divine Masters Oracle. I love all of these. They're great for this one's hard to open. Anyway, they're great for daily pool. They're great for if it's Kyle Gray, it's probably going to be great for a little bit of everything, guys. I'll just stop repeating myself. The guidebooks are so helpful. So helpful, so detailed. And then these have these little affirmations on it. The artwork. Guidebook, great. Shiny. So a little reflective. If you are interested in angel-themed Oracle decks, angel-themed anything, this. Because these are so handy and so great. I love these. They do stick together a little bit. They rub a tad bit. But they're not, it's not, once again, I think it really depends on how you shuffle, because sometimes if I shuffle it a particular way, things don't stick and come out in groups. there's the 22 Archangels Oracle. Love that one. And then we have the Divine Masters Oracle. Also love this one. This one feels more closer to the Angels and Ancestors. This one has like that, not plasticky, but you know, kind of plasticky feeling, where it's like the sun shines off of it. This is more, like harder duty. Once again, same thing with the guidebook. Very detailed, very helpful. I love the box on this one. The box is very pretty. So we have, there's the backs. There's a little bit of everyone in here, and I love that. A little bit of everyone, and I find that great. You know, little keywords. Very nice, very wonderful. Like I said, great for basically everything and anything under the sun. I love it. Now, my last two Oracle decks I got recently. I do not know, I don't quite remember then when. I think it was in August. I got these two at the same exact day. The Spiritual Meaning of Birds Oracle deck and Oracle of the Birds. This one's from the same creator as the Green Witch Oracle. So you can expect a similar setup. Like these realistic, like it reminds me of like those books, like those bird books. If you love birds, if birds are important to you in your spiritual journey, if you see birds a lot, I definitely recommend this one. I have a whole bunch of different kinds of birds. You can see this. They couldn't get all of them, but sure got as many as they can, and I appreciate that. The backs are pretty. And this is the guidebook. So, if you like birds, you'll like this. This one came out quite recently. This one is a newer one. This next one, this one's been out for a while, I think. Let me open it. Hello? Give me a second. There. Now, as you can see, I placed this in here because the cards get stuck, and this is it's quite the tight fit, so as you can see, the cards do get stuck, so I just pull it out. And that is a complaint that I saw even before I got the deck, because I was watching a review and they were like, they can get a little jammed. And that's true, they can. This one's very detailed. The guidebook is very detailed. This one is, like I didn't say this. They're great for daily pools, any pool. Any pool and every pool. I love this one. I love, love, love this one. This one's very nice. It's very beautiful. Little formations on it. Penguin. And they don't have just birds. They have, oh, chicken. They have, like, other things. See, the bird of paradise. Oh, see, there we go. So not just phoenix, woodpecker, thunderbird, raven. So this one's really good. I love this one. It's very helpful, very great for all pools. This is the backing, easy to shuffle. Hello. We have, which vision came out before in another card. Beautiful. So this deck is very nice. Just remember to get that, or you can remove this box, but I do like them to be nice and snug. Those were all my oracle cards. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found maybe a card deck that you liked, that you're like curious on getting. Let me know if you have any oracle decks that I don't have that you think I should look at to add to my collection, because you know I am always happy to add on to my collection. If you haven't already and you're curious, I have a tarot collection video and I'll link that in this description below. I also offer tarot pick a card videos on my YouTube. I have an Instagram. On my Instagram, I do the same thing, and I read tarot. And also, I keep hearing noises in the background. Anyway, I also offer personal readings on my Etsy shop, which I'm currently having a sale, so feel free to go check that out if you want a personal reading. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.